The Ministry of Trade, Industry, Investment and Communications held the state agency's executive meeting on December 3, 2014 to take stock of the previous fiscal year and discuss the plans each agency had in store for the forthcoming financial year.
All of the agencies who are here today play an important part in the developmental agenda of the Government of Trinidad and Tobago, particularly with regard to the areas that are set out for diversification. And so therefore, it's very important to understand how the linkages work and how you can operate with each other and how you can use the strengths of each agency to impact on your own agency. At ministerial level, we've embarked with, and I have to say, with the assistance of many of the agencies here, because the ministry in itself and of itself is not able to will not be in a position to carry out a lot of the work that we're doing without the assistance of many of the agencies who are here present today. And a lot of the work we did with regard to ease of doing business last year has culminated in the fact that the World Bank rankings show that Trinidad and Tobago increased by 12 places, but more importantly, is the only economy in Latin America and the Caribbean who has performed, as far as the World Bank is concerned, in the top 10 countries in the world for the number of reforms that we have undertaken and carried out and achieved in the last 12 months. And so today is a day to ask for answers if you need to get those answers. Today is a day really to interact and see how amongst the agencies you can work more collaboratively together, you can work closer together.
The minister's opening address paved the way for the attending state agencies' executives to step forward and provide updates on the current affairs of their respective organizations and what future plans they each had in store for the upcoming fiscal year.
In terms of staff recruitment, we have already done advertisements and we actually have shortlisted for all the positions that were set out in the last slide. We've also made a formal application to the International Competition Network, who have made a commitment to support the Commission in the area of competition advocacy and public awareness. This International Competition Network is made up of all the major competition agencies in the world. At present, there are over 100 countries who have an autonomous agency that deals with competition. So it's good that Trinidad and Tobago has joined at least that. The training of commissioners and staff is a big objective. I've mentioned some of what we intend to do, but there's also going to be possibly the engaging of, on our own initiative, private consultants to train these commissioners and staff, because this is indeed a very new area and which combines elements of law and economics, which in Trinidad and Tobago it's normally separate, when in the case of competition policy there needs to be some joint effort.
There, we have quite a number of firms enrolled in our standards programs, either compliant or going through the process. Important for us is a small number, but it's big for them. 3 cottage food and beverage exporters have been created through Export ET. These are people who never exported before and are now exporting, having gone through our food and beverage export development program. In terms of enablers, we are looking at developing a trade consultant network, particularly for Costa Rica, DR, FCOR, Panama, and Florida. And we'll be having discussions with TTIFC about establishing a quasi-equity financing model to facilitate those exporters who need financing but may not qualify for the traditional types of financing.
In total, 11 agencies: the Trinidad and Tobago Fair Trade Commission, Export TT, Invest TT, eTech, Exim Bank, TTBS, IFC, TTFZ, Creative TT, NFM, and media houses GISL and CNMG all took to the stand to update members on the progress being made, with subjects ranging from eTech's economic park development to Exim Bank's launch of their novel Made in TNT online portal. One constant theme of the executive meeting, however, was the importance of supporting the work of each organization in order to move the development of Trinidad and Tobago forward.
I also want to strengthen everybody, like the TTCSI Invest Export TT, so that we can have one huge export thrust, that we can ensure that we transform the society into a truly prosperous country.
With the conclusion of the meeting's proceedings, the Ministry of Trade, Industry, Investment and Communications, along with its many agencies, can look back on an eventful year and begin to make the necessary movements towards a successful 2015 fiscal year.